experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximize the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
With over 25 years experience in the East London area, there's no better firm to rely on than Cameron Adams Century 21 when it comes to properties. Be it lettings, property management or sales, we can assist you to ensure you get the most out of your property. Contact us on 0208 558 2000 for a free, no obligation valuation and watch us do what we do best.
Grab your taste of luxury at Pink's Boutique. Designer brands like Hugo Boss and Armani to keep your style in check. Catering for ladies, men and kids, Pink's Boutique has it all under one roof. And we offer shipping worldwide. So get the look to fit your attitude. Visit us on our website at pinksboutique.co.uk. Remember, that's pnksboutique.co.uk. Or pop into our store at 302 Brentwood Road, Romford, RM2 5TA.
Ramadan FM 2018.
The voice of British Muslims.
European University of Business now offering BA Business Management, MBA with specialisation. Our courses are regulated by UK Quality Assurance Agency and taught in a highly professional environment. Special offer for Ramadan FM 2018 listeners only. Please call on 0203 288 3143. Email info@universityofbusiness.eu.
Solicitors in. You can expect a variety of services from us, ranging from family law, immigration, human rights, money claims, personal injury and many more. We are committed to providing you with the best legal advice suited to your individual circumstances. Drop us a call on 0203 500 8000. Our office is located at 62 Barking Road, East Ham, E6 3BP.
Why spend summer in your room when you can fly off to your dream destination with facilities like car hire and hotel bookings? Well, Flight Masters have got you covered. We offer holiday packages, city breaks and flights at the most reasonable prices with the best provision of services. So why delay?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is Usman Yasin, and joined with me is Steve from Richard's House Children Hospice. You're tuning to Ramadan FM 2018 and Ramadan Mubarak to all. Hello Richard, how are you doing today?
Good afternoon to you. Firstly, let me say Ramadan Mubarak to all of your listeners, and especially to the children and families that Richard House supports.
Okay, perfect. Now, if you can just talk about the organisation you're with, what is Richard's House?
Richard House was London's first hospice specifically for children that was set up in 2000 and now has been joined around London by 5 other hospices specifically for children. And a hospice is a place, in our case, for children who have a life-shortening or a complex health condition, one which doesn't necessitate them staying in hospital all the time for care. In fact, the majority of the time, the children that we support and their families are where they should be, at home.
Okay, perfect. So, why not put them in a hospital? So, what is difference from a hospital and a hospice?
I think I would say the simplest difference is that if you're going into a hospital, it's to deal with a condition which can be treated and perhaps it can be cured, or if it's a broken bone, it will mend. If it's a surgical operation, then that in itself then makes the condition better or cures it. In the case of the children that we are supporting, these are conditions that will not heal, that will not be cured, that have to be managed under what is known as a palliative care programme. And that, in essence, in simple terms, means managing the condition to minimise the effect it has on, in this case, the child's day-to-day activities, and making life as comfortable as you can for the child for as long as that life will last.
Well, I think you are guys are doing a very amazing job, but I also think that it's not a difficult time just for the child. It must be a difficult time for the family and the parents of the child as well. Do you guys support the family as well as you go along, or?
You're absolutely correct. If you think about the situation that a child is born and the family is told that there is a serious life-threatening condition or a very complex health condition that could limit the term of that child's life, then everything changes and it impacts on the whole family. Mum, dad, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody is impacted and everything is turned upside down, because the management of many of these conditions is quite stressful. Just being given that news can actually, if I can use an old English term, take the wind out of your sails. But it really is something that people take some time to come to terms with.
And what type of support do you give to the families exactly? So do you provide them with counselling, or?
This is whole family support. First of all, remember, our primary concern is the child's condition, how that can be managed, and we do that in conjunction with the professionals in the health service, doctors, consultants, palliative care nurses and specialist consultants. But that's the child, and that's the most important aspect of it. So how is that child managing at home in the family situation, with the accommodation that they have, with the room that they have, with the size of the family? But then we realise, as I've just said, that the impact on the family as a whole is enormous. And so therefore we have to consider how we can support that family. We're not there to take over. We are there to provide as much support as we can on top of that which the family and the extended family can provide.
Okay, perfect. And how does the setup or the organisational structure of Richard House actually work?
Well, all of our nursing care is provided by trained, registered nurses. We do not use any untrained or non-professional staff. They are supported by play and care workers, and we have also, and we have to have as a charity, a fundraising team working with community groups, with individuals, with religious organisations and with companies in and around the area that we serve, which for Richard House is the North and East London boroughs in London and out into South West Essex. We're tucked away in a little oasis in Beckton, right in the heart of Newham, and we've been there ever since we opened.
Okay. So what is your role for Richard's House exactly?
Well, I have the rather grand title of ambassador. It sounds grand, but what it actually means is it's an opportunity for me, on behalf of the hospice, to come out on occasions like this to promote what the hospice does, to make people aware of our services, to make people aware actually that as a charity we rely very heavily on donations from the public. The way that all hospices are funded in this country is that they're all charities. In our case, we need £3.65 million a year to operate. Well, that's our budget for this year. We will receive just under a third of that from the government. So you can see it's quite a huge ask for people to support us. And what it actually means in simple terms is that for every £4 we spend, £3 has to be raised from donations.
Yep. Now, how long have you been the ambassador for?
I joined the team as a volunteer back in 2004. The hospice opened fully just a year before that, and I've been working on a voluntary basis ever since then, doing very much this, coming out to community groups and going out to organisations as well where money has been raised, to actually say thank you in person on behalf of the team back at Richard House.
And how did you hear about Richard House when you first joined them?
Well, I met the previous chief executive and then ultimately the founder when they first had offices in Newham, and I happened to visit another organisation in the offices where they were and got to know about them, got to meet them. At that stage, working full-time, there was a great deal I could actually do hands-on to help.
Mm-hmm.
But as my working life progressed and I was given the opportunity to take time out from work to go out and talk to groups, that's how the whole thing evolved.
And now the community needs to be involved in this project or within the organisation a lot in terms of raising the money, because you are essentially helping the community. You're helping the children of the community. Now, what would you like to say to the community that is listening at the moment?
I think in terms of your own particular audience, they may not be aware that 50% of the families, of the children that we look after, are from the Muslim community. So this is a very good time for us to talk to the Muslim community locally for two reasons. Firstly, because Ramadan is not only a time of joy and gratitude, but it's a time to reflect in this world on those in this world who have been given less.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that during the holy month that you give to charity freely and make an extra effort to undertake community service. So my purpose today really is firstly, of course, to appeal for funds, because that helps us to continue to offer these services absolutely free to the families that we support. But secondly, and importantly, we have not yet reached a lot of our community. So there is a role in publicising the hospice to reach those parts of the community that perhaps haven't heard about us or have thought that a hospice is not for them. The word conjures up an impression in people's minds that it's a place where people go to die, basically. There's no other way of saying it. But a children's hospice is far from that. A children's hospice is an area where we encourage and support the play activities of the children as much as they are able to do. We will give them every opportunity to come out of their condition, if I can say it like that, and to lose themselves in art, crafts. We provide music therapy, we provide outings, we have entertainers come into the hospice, and we're just coming up to half term, and I know that there's an activity programme planned for next week. There's a day outing. There is an entertainer coming in on Wednesday afternoon. We have a family activity day that day, so that will form part of the programme there. We also run a film club, and we provide during the course of a year a whole range of activities. It's important to remember that, as I said to you earlier on, the best place for the child is at home with the family.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they will come to us for respite care. And that respite is possibly that the child needs some extra nursing care and attention, in which case they're coming on to us for a couple of nights of 24-hour support. Respite equally for the parents is that same opportunity for a break. But the break in their case means that they can devote time to the other children in the family. They can do very simple things that when you're constantly looking over your shoulder at a child who's in a wheelchair or maybe has involuntary muscular movements or doesn't speak, cannot walk, it's very time consuming, it's very tiring, it's very dedicated work. I have a great deal of sympathy, and I'm humbled by the amount of effort that these families put in, but you can see sometimes how draining it is for them. So respite care, which is part of the package of support that we provide, means that the child can come to us for a couple of nights as part of a yearly programme of planned respite. And that gives the family the opportunity to, as I like to call it, recharge their batteries and get themselves a little bit more organised, be able to be in a little bit more control.
Yeah, well, you guys are doing amazing work. If any of our listeners want to take part in the conversation and ask Steve any questions, the studio number is 0333 011 6786. How many families is Richard House currently working with at the moment, and in what areas?
We have around 300 families that are registered for the support that we provide.
Mm-hmm.
Some dip in and out on a regular basis. Others might use us very occasionally. Some don't necessarily use the respite care package, but they will come to the activities that we provide, because that's an opportunity to mix with other children. We encourage the siblings to come to those events as well, so brothers and sisters can join in, and the families come as well. And we're sharing across a multicultural group, and as I said to you earlier, our families are within the East London boroughs, the largest proportion coming from our home borough, Newham, but then quite a number from Tower Hamlets, and then they spread into Hackney, into Redbridge, Barking and Dagenham, Havering. We have some children from Waltham Forest. We've got some from south of the river as well, because as I mentioned earlier, 18 years on from us opening our doors in 2000, there are only 5 other hospices specifically dedicated for children's hospice services.
Yep. We will be going on a short break, and just to remind everyone again, the studio number is 0333 011 6786. Stay tuned.
397 916, or visit them online spmhire.com, or find them on Instagram.
Looking for meat and groceries? Look no further than Waris Food Store in Walthamstow. Visit the store to view our special Ramadan offers. 420 Hull Street, Walthamstow, E17 9AA. Or for free delivery, call us on 0208 521 0000. We have fresh deliveries of poultry and vegetables every day. Waris Food Store in Walthamstow.
Reliance Solicitors fight to protect your legal rights. Our firm offers a wide range of services including immigration, family law, commercial law, civil litigation, personal injury, landlord and tenant disputes and employment law. Visit us at 602A High Road, 7 Kings, Ilford, IG3 8BU, or call 0207 183 5439. Reliance Solicitors, where every client matters.
Britain Solicitors in East Ham, the name you can trust. We provide services in immigration, family law, landlord and tenant matters, commercial leases and civil litigation. We also deal in personal injury claims and road traffic accidents. Call us on 0203 475 7845 or visit us at 62 Barking Road, East Ham, E6 3BP.
Ramadan FM 2018.
The voice of British Muslims.
Atlantic Distributions. Whether it is frozen fish, marinated Lahori masala fish, or lamb offals, we have them available at very competitive prices. We are wholesale suppliers to restaurants, butchers and caterers. Visit us at 51 to 53 Upton Lane, London, E7 9PA. Contact us on 07415 474 185.
Usman needs the adhesive to work. If not, his day will be a disaster. Ah! So, Usman, if you really need something to bond, grab a tube of CT1 from your local stockist, an incredibly powerful sealant and construction adhesive that's fast, flexible and strong. It can be used anywhere, even underwater. For more info, ct1limited.com, or follow us on Facebook, or ring us on 0208 555 1448.
In an age of technological advancement, mass communication and social media, having the right website and app can be the difference that your business needs. AppSite Tech are here to take your business to the next level. No matter how simple or how sophisticated your requirements are, our technicians will work with you to create a bespoke website and app for your organization. Call us now on 07538081212 or visit appsitetech.co.uk and book your free consultation now.
Amigos, the signature name when it comes to burgers and shakes. Our succulent burgers are prepared in front of you while you wait. Whether you go for the 6-ounce Mexican or the 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for our messy fries or buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. We've also got a range of desserts including our trademark shakes in all your favourite flavours. We're based at 400 Cranbrook Road in Gants Hill, so come down to dine in or order in on Uber Eats or Just Eat. Amigos, hats off to great burgers.
Ramadan FM 2018.
The voice of British Muslims.
Hey, तैनू 20 बार आके तक क्रिकेट ना खेलिया कर तो फिर विंडो पंच हो रही है.
Don't worry, Dad. Our windows need changing anyway.
हाँ तो पैसे तू दे से ना.
Nah, don't worry, Dad. UK Windows will sort it out.
UK Window? Oh, कौन है ना?
They're the best double glazing company about. They do windows, patios, French doors, sliding doors, UPVC, aluminium, you name it, they've got it. We can go see them at 51 to 53 Upton Lane, Forest Gate, E79PA, or call them at 07984 440 093 or visit ukwindowslondon.co.uk.
वाह जी वाह, ये तो कमाल है यार. UK Windows
Zindabad.
Welcome back to Ramadan FM 2018. You are joined with Usman Yassin and we have Steve in the studio from Richard House Children Hospice. If you guys want to join into the conversation, the studio number is 0333 0116 786. Now we have been talking about quite a fair bit, so we did try to understand what Richard House is. I did ask that to Steve, and Steve did explain to us what activities do they hold and how do they help these children. But we do have some more questions. What type of health problems do Richard House help with?
Are there many and varied? Each child will have their own individual and in many cases quite complex health conditions. They are in those cases very often referred to us by a consultant or a GP. But if I can give you a couple of examples of children,
yeah, please.
And the families are quite happy for us to share this information. So if it helps your listeners to understand, let's talk about 20-month-old Anaya. She suffers from a condition that causes severe muscle weakness throughout her body, including her respiratory system. As a result of this, she can't breathe on her own and is connected to a ventilator 24 hours a day. Now, she comes to Richard House regularly for planned respite. And as I mentioned earlier, what this does is allows her parents to spend some time together with her two brothers and for them all to have some rest. Her mum, Noreen, says, all of the nurses are so good with Anaya. They're amazing and help you in every way you could imagine. If I have a problem, they will sort it out there and then. It's fantastic at Richard House. Anaya loves it there, and so do I. Now, a case in point with Anaya is that she was able to come to us through what is known as our step-down program.
Okay.
And that means that they are helped by both the hospital they are coming from and our nurses to manage some of this equipment at home. As I said earlier on, the best place for a child in this situation is at home with their family. The family is more relaxed, the child is more relaxed. But there are times where they need to come to us for a bit more nursing care. Having the family trained to be able to manage some of this complicated equipment does free the child from hospital environment.
Yep.
And as you're probably aware, at the moment, hospital is under a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Children's hospital wards are no different to adult hospital wards. They are not necessarily the best places for young children who are quite unsure perhaps of what's happening to them and what's wrong with them to be permanently. They're much better at home where they're amongst their own family, brothers and sisters. So step-down care has enabled us to engage with Anaya and her family. And as she says there, Mum, they are much happier for it. We have another slightly older member of our family, as I like to call them, Haida, has something called Lear's disease and has been a visitor to Richard House for around 12 years. He's recently had spinal surgery and was in hospital for 8 months. Still on very heavy medication and currently not going to school. But he responds very well to sensory stimulation, loves light and tactile toys, and most of all when the wind touches his face. Now we've got equipment at the hospice to help with those that have a sensory loss in any area, maybe hearing, maybe sight, maybe sound. There's specialist equipment that we can use to try and stimulate those other senses to give that child or young person a sense of well-being. If we listen to what Ruxana said, our family life is based around Hyder, whether it's going to get the weekly shopping or trying to plan a day out. And we have to arrange this around constant appointments and his unpredictable health. So we live each day as it comes, but the family have adapted to that well. Richard House is oxygen to me. And that's really, I suppose there's 2 examples there from mums of their children. Ruxana says, I ask people to donate if they are able to spread a little kindness. There are many children with many different conditions who come to the hospice. And when a child is born with an unexpected condition, the families fall in a big hole. Richard House is the only other home that Hyder knows. And that's how we've come to be recognised by many of the families. We are a second home for them.
Absolutely, I can imagine that. Now, in terms of the activities, what type of activities would you hold and where would you hold them?
We're quite fortunate in that we have room at the hospice. We have some lovely grounds. So for children that perhaps live in high-rise accommodation or don't have their own garden, when they come to us, they have an opportunity to be out in the fresh air. All of the bedrooms that we have face onto greenery, and because it's all on the ground floor level, we're able to take children out in wheelchairs into the grounds, across the road into the park. We use the local facilities. We've had children in canoes on the dock outside Newham's offices opposite City Airport. We provide annual excursions to Brighton during the school summer holidays. Next week as half term, we have an activity where the children will be going off somewhere. I don't have the calendar at the moment, but I know they're going out for the day. We have an excursion planned to Harry Potter World again. That will be the second time. Recently in half term we took children to the Shrek exhibition in central London. And again, this is something that families on their own would find incredibly difficult to manage. Public transport, having all the medical equipment with them, all of the drugs and things like that. So we will just absorb that like a sponge, and our team will take over the responsibility and the planning of this, and the families just come along and enjoy it.
Yeah, so for example, if you guys had 20, 30 kids coming, it's a lot of work, a lot of planning needs to be done beforehand. So I imagine that you guys have a quite a large team of volunteers, and if so, how many volunteers do you guys have?
I think currently on the books we have about 120 volunteers. They're structured mainly, the majority area where we use volunteers is that to support the fundraising efforts that we have to keep going with, we have 7 shops in East London. And apart from the managers, who are paid members of staff, all of those shops are staffed exclusively by volunteers. So we're always looking for people who want to give something to their community and perhaps can't afford money or have more time than money and want to do something useful with it. So we're always looking for volunteers to do half-day shifts in different hospital shops that we've got. And
where are the hospital shops actually located?
We have 2 shops in Barking and Dagenham. We have a shop in Barking Town Centre. We have 2 in Dagenham. We have 1 in Hornchurch, 1 in Elm Park, and 1 in Upminster. We don't have 1 in our home borough as yet, but that's something possibly that may be on the pipeline for the future. but these shops are within easy reach of transport facilities, and that's a very, very useful way for people to support us. Other volunteers come to us and help with the play activities. They will come in. We have volunteer receptionists. We have volunteers who help out with fundraising, to go out and perhaps shake a bucket in a public place when we've got an organised collection. We also have collection boxes out in a lot of local shops, and if there are any shopkeepers listening that would like to take a box, please look at our website, phone up the hospice number and inquire. That's an incredible source of income to us, but somebody has to go around and collect those full boxes and swap them over for empty ones. Where else do we use volunteers? We have, as I said to you just now, lovely gardens. They have to be maintained. So we have volunteer gardeners. We have volunteer van drivers to go around and collect goods that people wish to donate that they can't get to the shops. So the whole raft of areas where people can help us. The only criteria we have is that to volunteer within the hospice, people have to be 18 or over. In the shops, they can be 16 or over.
But you mentioned you have only 120 volunteers, right? And the amount of work you do, that's clearly not enough. So how can people volunteer?
People can volunteer by going on to the website, which is www.richardhouse.org.uk, and click on the area that says how you can help. You will find a section there about volunteering. You will find the volunteer coordinator's telephone number, or you can email us and say, I'm interested, can you send me further details? Equally, you can phone the hospice on our direct number, 0207 511 0222, and ask to speak to the volunteer coordinator.
And in terms of donations, so how do people, how can they give donations? So you mentioned about they can donate goods as well to the shops, and if the shops, like if people living in Newham, the shops are quite far. So how would they contact then the driver to come, and what can they donate as well?
Ring the hospice number, which I've just given you, which I'll give you again, which is 0207 511 0222, and just explain that you've got some goods you wish to donate, and if we can get to you to collect them, we will. They make a big difference to us. The income from our shops makes quite a considerable contribution to the overall fundraising in the year. Other ways that people can help us, and let's talk particularly about the Muslim community at the moment, is, for example, you could have an iftar party, gather a group of friends and ask for a donation as part of the party. You could save your change through the month and donate this to Richard House. You could set up a monthly donation, and there are details of that on the website with an order form of how to complete that to make a regular commitment. You could talk to your community group or your mosque and say, is this something that we can do for Ramadan or beyond? Because we don't just need this money for the holy month of Ramadan.
Yep, absolutely.
We need it for the other 11 months of the year. And the other way that people can donate as a simple one-off donation is to text RHCH 18 £5 to 70070. And that's a one-off donation. Can do that as many times as you like. As you get £5 that you don't know what to do with, well, there's a good way to deal with it. But I think I would love to say at this point, yes, money is extremely important to us. It's also extremely important that the community that we serve knows about us. And this is an area of London which has seen a population move through it from back in the 17th century with the Huguenots, right the way through now to the East Europeans are coming through into this country. The population comes and moves on. Whilst they're here, there may well be families in that community that would need or could use these services. we can't reach them individually because we don't know who they are.
Yep.
So one of the benefits of being able to talk freely like this on the radio is that for all of the people that have heard us to become mini ambassadors for Richard House and to tell people that it isn't a place where children particularly come to end their life.
Mhm.
It is a place where we support life for as long as that life will last, and to get as much enjoyment and pleasure for both the child, the young person or the family for as long as that life is lasting.
Yep. And you did mention, you didn't really touch upon what type of items can they give as donations. So what are you guys actually accepting?
Typical items would be food. Sorry, not food. Definitely not food. Beg your pardon. Would be clothes.
New
DVD
clothes or
new clothes, used clothes,
Okay.
shoes, china, glassware, DVDs, paperback books, hardback books. Generally things like that. We won't take cosmetics. We don't take any cosmetic or chemical items. We won't take anything that has a plug on it. We don't take electrical items at all. But again, there are, I believe on the website, we list the sort of things that the shops most regularly use. And I think if any of your listeners are used to going into charity shops, you can see exactly what they provide. We're all very much providing a similar range of goods.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Okay, perfect. And
shall I give you some examples of what
for
sort
it.
of exact sums of money might make a difference with?
Okay, yeah.
I mentioned
Before doing that, can we
Yes.
just quickly touch upon the main events? So what are the main events that you guys hold?
main events. Well, the main event coming up in a couple of weeks' time is called Bubble Rush. We did this last year for the first time.
You do it in the Olympic Park?
The Olympic
Okay,
Park. This is in conjunction with 3 other hospices. We're doing this in conjunction with Haven House, which is a children's hospice in Redbridge, with St Joseph's Hospice, which is an adult hospice in Hackney, and St Francis Hospice, another adult hospice in Havering. It's on Sunday, June the 10th. The leaflets that I have say that it's an ideal opportunity to splash your way through 5 kilometres of bubbles, and it's great fun for the whole family. There is on our website further details, but to give people an idea, ticket prices start from £20 for adults and £17 for children, and family discounts are available. So I would suggest going onto our website to get full details. Last year, everybody had a whale of a time, and there's no rush for this. It is a walk, it's an amble, it's a run. Once the children get in the bubbles, you can't get them out. And in actual fact, nor can you some of the parents. But it was a beautiful multicultural event. We had lots of the families that we support came, and they were pushing buggies through the bubbles with plastic canopies over to protect the children. Everybody had a whale of a day, and the weather was kind for us as well. So that's a couple of weekends' time in September. If anybody is particularly feeling brave, we are having people abseil down the Broadgate Tower at Liverpool Street.
Oh, wow.
So if anybody would like to slide on a rope down 540 feet of glass, they're again more than welcome to join us. That's a sponsored activity, so people will pay a certain amount
So how much would you have to
take
raise?
a ticket. I don't have the cost in
Okay.
front of me. Full details will be on the website. I'd encourage people to look at the website after today, not only to pick up those details I haven't brought with me, but also to get a better idea of Richard House. There are case studies on there from the different families we support, and a whole host of information about how we help people go through this period of their life.
Absolutely, yeah. You can now talk about in terms of donations and in
Right,
terms of the
okay.
money.
Well, I did mention the big figure at the top of the interview, 3.65 million. Don't let that pale and faze people for not giving whatever they can afford. But typical examples of what money would buy £10 could help towards a cinema trip for children using respite care to go and see the latest blockbuster. £25 will fund a music session, and we use music therapy extensively for children who have some kind of sensory loss. It's a way for them to communicate, it's a way for them to belong, it's a way for them to become involved. And very often the music therapy sessions are group sessions where mums and dads come as well. We've got one family who grandparents regularly come with the children, and they will join in with the music therapy as well. If we go to the top of the shop, £500 could go towards equipment for a child with sensory needs, enabling them to learn and communicate. £400 would help pay for a play and care worker to ensure that these life-limited children have activities to enjoy at the hospice. £150 pay for an evening out for siblings of seriously ill children. We mustn't forget the impact that a life-limiting illness has on the brothers and sisters of the child or young person concerned. So giving them the opportunity to come together as a group with a common issue they're sharing is extremely valuable. We have £82 provide a vital hour of palliative care for a seriously ill child. Our nurses are our key resource. Without them, the place wouldn't exist. And so we have to provide nursing care, and we have to make sure we have qualified nurses, and that all has to be paid for. So that's a very, very important area for us. And some companies actually sponsor, or will talk about sponsoring a member of staff if they can.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll just go on a short break again, and then we'll come back very shortly. Stay tuned.
While you wait, whether you go for the 6-ounce Mexican or the 10-ounce Texan, or you decide to go for a messy fries or buffalo wings, one thing you're guaranteed is quality. We've also got a range of desserts, including our trademark shakes in all your favourite flavours. We're based at 400 Cranbrook Road in Gants Hill, so come down to dine in or order in on Uber Eats or Just Eat. Amigos, hats off to great burgers.
Ramadan FM 2018.
The voice of British Muslims.
Hey, ਤੈਨੂੰ 20 ਵਾਰੀ ਆ ਕੇ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਨਾ ਖੇਲਿਆ ਕਰ ਤੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਵਿੰਡੋ ਭੰਨ ਛੋੜੀ ਆ
Don't worry, Dad. Our windows need changing anyway.
ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਤੂੰ ਦੇਸੇ ਨਾ
Nah, don't worry, Dad. UK Windows will sort it out.
UK Window? ਉਹ ਕੌਣ ਨੇ?
They're the best double glazing company about. They do windows, patios, French doors, sliding doors, UPVC, aluminium, you name it, they've got it. We can go see them at 51 to 53 Upton Lane, Forest Gate E79PA, or call them at 07984 440 093 or visit ukwindowslondon.co.uk.
ਵਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਮਾਲ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ UK Windows
Zindabad.
Thinking about selling or letting your home? With Maxwell Estates, you don't need to look any further. Well established with over 15 years of experience, Maxwell Estates are specialists in residential sales and lettings. We manage over 200 properties in and around northwest London, keeping our landlords and tenants updated with all the latest laws and legislations. Based in Edgware, our experienced specialist negotiators always ensure we maximise the full potential of your property. Call us now on 0208 952 0808 for a free no obligation quotation, or visit our website www.maxwellestates.co.uk for further information. Maxwell Estates, the name you can trust.
With over 25 years experience in the East London area, there's no better firm to rely on than Cameron Adams, Century 21 when it comes to properties. Be it lettings, property management or sales, we can assist you to ensure you get the most out of your property. Contact us on 0208 558 2000 for a free, no obligation valuation and watch us do what we do best.
Grab your taste of luxury at Pink's Boutique. Designer brands like Hugo Boss and Armani to keep your style in check. Catering for ladies, men and kids, Pink's Boutique has it all under one roof. And we offer shipping worldwide. So get the look to fit your attitude. Visit us on our website at pinksboutique.co.uk. Remember, that's pnksboutique.co.uk. Or pop into our store at 302 Brentwood Road, Romford, RM2 5TA.
Ramadan FM 2018.
The voice of British Muslims.
European University of Business now offering BA Business Management, MBA with specialisation. Our courses are regulated by UK Quality Assurance Agency and taught in a highly professional environment. Special offer for Ramadan FM 2018 listeners only. Please call on 0203 288 3143. Email info@universityofbusiness.eu.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Ramadan FM 2018 with Usman Yassin, and we have Steve from the Richard House Children Hospice. Now, Richard, you was talking about sponsorship, but we went on a break before that. So if you could just quickly mention about sponsorship, because we are very short on time at the moment as well.
Key areas where organisations can support us is if they have a number of staff, they could perhaps have some kind of event in their office or workshop or factory to raise money amongst the staff. They could think about regular giving through a salary giving scheme. They might want to take a collection box. They might think, if they're larger organisations, about becoming a corporate sponsor. Last year we were provided with playmats by an Islamic group, and that's gone into our daycare centre that the children use on a regular basis. So the whole raft of ways that people can do things. We've mentioned a couple of the individual sponsorship schemes. Well, of course, that can equally be for companies who might say, let's put a team to abseil down the Aldgate House, or let's put a team into this bubble rush.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to do anything, phone the fundraising team at the hospice, use the general switchboard number 0207 511 0222 and just say, we'd like to help, how can we do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I will be putting the website on Facebook as well, and I will be tagging in Richard's House Twitter account as well on our tweets. So the viewers can check out our Facebook account and our Twitter account to
Lovely.
Then go towards Richard House. And lastly, in terms of now you do say that you're making the journey a bit easier for the family and the kids. Now, once the kids do actually pass, what type of support do you particularly give to the families?
If we take the Muslim community, we work very closely with Muslim Bereavement Service. We are counselling people at a point where it appears that perhaps the end of life is coming. But we continue to provide bereavement counselling beyond for as long as families and children need it. We work very closely with Child Bereavement UK, who provide specialist support for bereaved children. And in terms of overall family support, let me not forget to mention the Mums to Mums group, who come together on a regular basis because they have things to share. They're dealing with very common problems, common issues. I shouldn't say problems. They're dealing with common conditions. They're dealing with a similar set of circumstances, and a trouble shared is a trouble halved very often. But in order to help them do that, we provide complementary therapy. We might provide other activities to just lighten the load a little. The dads group isn't quite so keen to get together, but it's there if they need it. It really is a question of saying to these people, tell us what could help you in this situation. One other thing that we did successfully introduce was our Family Matters Clinic, which meets once a month. And there we have a pharmacist, we have a solicitor, we have others from other organisations that are dealing with families and children in these situations to provide confidential one-to-one advice.
Yep. So that's very perfect. Now we are short of time. There are many questions. We could have carried on this conversation
always
for a very long
happy
time.
to come back. Always happy to come back.
You guys are doing amazing work, absolutely very amazing work, and I 100% respect it. Before we sign off, do you have any other closing remarks?
All I would say to you is that this is a very important month for the Muslim community. And if you do think of us during this month and are able to donate in any way, or time, money, goods, that is wonderful. But please, we are a 12-month operation, and we would love that ongoing support. More importantly, as I said earlier, if anybody hearing this today now understands better what Richard House provides to the community, please become a mini ambassador and spread the word. And finally, I would say once again to all of the families and children listening, Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you very much. Stay tuned to Ramadan FM 2018, and our next guest will be on live shortly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
IG free 8BU or call 0207 183 5439. Reliance Solicitors, where every client matters.
Britain Solicitors in East Ham, the name you can trust. We provide services in immigration,